Welcome to the Data Science Rabbit Podcast, the official podcast of the Data Science Rabbit Hole. I'm your host, Michael Bagalman. On this show, we'll be falling down the rabbit hole into the world of data presentation and Excel wizardry. We'll explore the art of crafting concise yet impactful presentations for executives, dive into some game-changing Excel tips with Clarissa Snarkington, and get a crash course in pandas profiling from Chad Snarkington. So come along and join the fun. Today's sponsor is the pivot table, because why settle for data in boring rows and columns when you can slice, dice, and julienne your spreadsheets into submission? Pivot tables, turning mind-numbing spreadsheets into slightly less mind-numbing summaries since 1994. Who needs fancy visualizations when you can have a wall of numbers that sort of make sense if you squint? Pivot tables, because sometimes you just need to know how many left-handed statisticians bought blue shoes on a Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. We're about to dive down the data science rabbit hole, where brevity isn't just the soul of wit, it's the lifeblood of survival in the corporate jungle. Picture this. You've spent months crunching numbers, creating charts, and crafting the Moby Dick of PowerPoint presentations. You're feeling pretty darn proud of yourself, but when it's showtime, you've got 30 minutes to convince a room full of executives that your work is worth a darn. And trust me, they'd rather watch paint dry than sit through your 100-slide magnum opus. So what do? You channel your inner Marie Kondo and declutter the heck out of that presentation. I once turned a behemoth of a report into 11 slides. Yeah, you heard that right, 11. And guess what? Those slides were worth their weight in gold. 10 grand a pop, to be precise. Why? Because they cut through the crap and delivered actionable insights faster than you can say data-driven decision-making. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I spent months on this. How can I possibly condense it all? Well, Buttercup, welcome to the real world. As Blaise Pascal once said, I have made this longer than usual because I have not had time to make it shorter. And, let's be honest, Pascal didn't have to deal with C-level executives whose attention spans make goldfish look like Zen masters. In the corporate coliseum, your weapon isn't the size of your deck, it's the sharpness of your point. It's not about how much you can say, it's about how much they'll remember. And trust me, they'll remember the person who respected their time and brain cells more than the one who subjected them to death by PowerPoint. So here's your challenge, data warriors. Next time you're drowning in a sea of spreadsheets and charts, ask yourself, what's the bare minimum I need to say to make these suits sit up and take notice? Then take that minimum, cut it in half, and voila, you've got yourself a killer presentation. Have you got a tale of presentation prowess where less was more? Or do you know someone who needs an intervention from the verbosity police? Share your stories in the comments. And if you're listening to this while working on a 200-slide deck, for the love of all that's holy, stop what you're doing and start cutting. Your audience and your career will thank you. Remember, in the world of data science, sometimes the smallest rabbit holes lead to the biggest wonderlands. Now hop to it. What do you call a data scientist who loves nature? A random forest ranger. Ladies and gentlemen, while Cornelius P. Snarkington takes a well-deserved vacation, his niece Clarissa is filling in, giving us our fix of snarky wit and wisdom.
Hey there, data devotees. It's your friendly neighbourhood spreadsheet sorceress Clarissa Snarkington, here to sprinkle some Excel magic dust on your day. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, ugh, Excel, really? Hold your horses. Remember when you had to record your favourite mixtape songs from the radio? Yeah, me neither. Too busy trying to conquer Snake on my Nokia. Anyway, if you're as tired of tedious data tasks as you were of untangling cassette tapes, these 3 Excel tips are going to be your new best buds. First up, flash fill. Ever needed to extract first names from a list of full names quicker than a Backstreet Boys reunion tour sells out? Flash fill is your go-to feature. Simply start typing the pattern you need in a neighbouring column and hit Ctrl-E or Command-E for Mac. Boom. Excel fills the rest of the column by recognising the pattern you initiated. It's like having a personal assistant who actually listens. Next, let's talk about custom views. You ever juggle so many Excel tabs that you start feeling like you're flipping through an old Rolodex? Custom views let you save and switch between different layouts effortlessly. Head to the View tab, find Custom Views, and save your current layout. It's a lifesaver for presenting complex data in digestible formats without losing your work's depth. Think of it as your very own choose-your-own-adventure book, but with data. Now on to dynamic drop-down lists with data validation. Remember the thrill of building your first MySpace page with all those drop-down menu options? Okay, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but bear with me. Data validation isn't just for restricting input types. It's a secret weapon for creating dynamic drop-down lists. Imagine drop-down options that change based on another cell selection, perfect for managing categories or subcategories efficiently. Use named ranges and a sprinkle of formulas like index match to set up your dynamic lists, ensuring your drop-downs adapt as your data evolves. It's like giving your data the flexibility of a choose-your-own-adventure book, but without the risk of ending up in a cave with a dragon. So, let's recap these game changers, shall we? Flash fill for pattern recognition that's faster than an AOL dial-up connection. Custom views for effortless layout switching, saving you from data overload. And dynamic drop-down lists for drop-downs that evolve like your favourite Pokemon. Now, here's the deal. My spreadsheet warriors, I'm not just here to dazzle you with Excel wizardry. I want to hear from you. Do you have a burning question about taming your data? Drop a comment. Who knows, your question might just inspire the next episode of Excel Adventures. Until next time, keep calm and carry on spreadsheeting. And remember, when in doubt, pivot it out.
A statistician gave birth to beautiful twin baby boys. When it came time for baptism, she only let one be baptized. Why? She was willing to experiment with one, but wanted to keep the other as a control. Oh, my friends, today is a treat. With Cornelius away, not only have we had a chance to hear from Clarissa, but young Chad Snarkington, for better or worse, also has something to say.
Hello, Data Fam. It's your boy, Chad Snarkington, the Prince of Python, here to sprinkle some knowledge into your data science journey. Let's dive deep into a Python library that's about to make your data exploration so lit, you'll wonder how you ever manage without it. Ready to turn those data woes into wows? Let's talk about pandas profiling. Picture this. You've just been handed a new data set, and it's as daunting as navigating the Amazon rainforest with nothing but a rusty compass. Scary, right? Well, fret not, bestie, because pandas profiling is like that GPS system you desperately need, minus the annoying recalculating voice. Imagine having X-ray vision for your data, seeing every nook, cranny, and secret it's hiding. That's what pandas profiling offers. With just a few lines of code, you get a mega detailed interactive report that's like a treasure map to your data's soul. First up, let's talk quick stats. Snap your fingers and boom! You get the lowdown on mean, median, and all that jazz for each column. It's like having a stats nerd on speed dial. Then there are visual insights. Dive into visualization that show you what's up with your data at a glance. Think of it as the Instagram of your data set. Pictures worth 1,000 rows of data. Next, you can play detective and uncover the sneaky links between variables. Who's gossiping with whom? Pandas profiling spills the tea on correlations, and don't forget the cleanup crew. Spot missing data and duplicates like a pro, making your dataset as pristine as a new pair of white kicks. So, who's invited to the party? Whether you're a data science guru or just a fledgling Pythonista, if you're working with pandas, data frames, pandas profiling is your new ride or die. Perfect for getting to know your data before you jump into the deep end of modeling or analysis. Why slog through data inspection manually when pandas profiling hands you the keys to the kingdom in seconds? It's not just for saving time, it's about drilling down to the insights that matter, fast. No cap. Let's see this in action. Imagine you've got a data set on customer reviews and you're finna find some insights. Instead of wading through rows and rows of data manually, you whip out pandas profiling. Here's how it goes. First, you load your dataset, then generate a profile report, and finally, display the report. Boom. In seconds, you've got a full report showing everything from missing values to correlations, all wrapped up in a neat, interactive package. It's like having a data analyst in your pocket. Feeling pumped to change how you tackle data analysis? Slide pandas profiling into your toolkit and watch your data game soar. Trust me, once you start using it, you'll be wondering how you ever lived without it. Let's get those insights popping and make your data analysis straight fire. Got questions or want to share how pandas profiling has leveled up your data game? Drop a comment or slide into my DMs. Let's keep the convo lit. Until next time, keep coding and stay savage, fam. That's it for today's episode of Chad Snarkington's Python Playbook. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out!
SQL is like teenage love. It starts with a simple statement, ends with complicated conditions, and everything's an error. This has been the Data Science Rabbit Podcast. Look for other Data Science Rabbit Hole content across social media, places like YouTube and TikTok. You can follow me, Michael Bagalman, on LinkedIn, or just visit datasciencerabbithole.com.